So what's going on, YouTube? This goes out to a shout out to my man, Pretty Steve 47. He contacted me. He said, "Look, I think it's urgent that we talk about this issue of people committing suicide, people having just hardship period during these economic times." And before I even get into that, I want to tell you a story real quick that I think kind of ties into that. You guys know my philosophy on, if you have a job, the one thing that you should never do is to get comfortable. And what do I mean by that? Is that when you get that job, treat that job as if you're going to lose it tomorrow. Right? Cherish it. Take the money that you make. Do not live paycheck to paycheck. And put that money to empower you to one day that if you have to leave your job, if you do lose your job, at least you have something to fall back on. That's the first thing you should do when you get a job. Not run out and get a house. Same thing with business. Let me give you an example. Right now, during this economy, you hear a lot of stories of a lot of businesses that have failed. My business right now is doing the best ever that it's ever did. One of the reasons for that, a lot of my competitors are out of business. I don't know why. Could be due to the economics. I'm not sure, but they're out of business. So that's just leaving a wide open market for me. Okay? It's a good situation, but here's the thing though. A lot of people would take the situation and be like, "Oh, we're doing good," and just put it on automatic pilot, right? And just forget about everything else. Say, "Man, we're doing good," and just say, "They're out of business." But guess what? Next year, somebody could see that, hey, a lot of guys has dropped off and they get in the business. You can never let your guard down. So having said that, I never get comfortable. My wife and I both agree, we both agree that, hey, if this is a record year, let it be. Take the money and definitely save it, empower ourselves, invest it, turn it into passive income, and keep moving. That's the way to do it. Now, when Steve actually contacted me, he addressed this one issue. And I want to tell you guys, in case you guys don't know, about the suicides that have happened during this economy. And I guarantee you it's tied into what I'm talking about. Let me give you an example. In New Zealand, a millionaire-born financier leaped in front of a train. 51-year-old former analyst for Burn Stearns threw himself out of a window. 52-year-old commercial real estate who was in commercial real estate took his life in a wildlife preserve due to the challenging market. And there's not millions, but there's hundreds of more stories like this. Now let's spend some time on why did this happen, and if you're contemplating suicide, why it should never happen again. Give you an example. You should never put your eggs in one basket. A lot of people thought the housing market was never going to flop. This is why they went out and borrowed all this money. And I had a friend that had 5 homes. He thought he was going to become an instant millionaire. He was going to sit in these homes for a little bit, for maybe 2 years, sell them all, and become an instant millionaire. Lost them all. Okay? Here's the thing, guys. Never become comfortable. If you are a millionaire, don't become comfortable. Put something to the side. Have a business or a passive income or something to the side just in case whatever you're in fails, you have something to fall back on. You see, a lot of these people committed suicide because they felt they had no other answers. They put their heart, mind, and soul into whatever they were doing, and they had no answers once it failed. You see, here's the thing. What kind of man or woman are you if you can't accept a little failure? Right? Right now, everybody should be taking out their pad and pen with this economy. Why? Don't look at it so much as what actually is happening. Look at it like, what can I do not to make a mistake again? If you lost your home, right? Look at the mistakes you made. Look why you lost your home and never make that mistake again. If you lost your wealth, if you lost your assets, look at what has been happening and learn from the mistakes and never make those mistakes again. That's the best thing you can do. Because think about it. Nothing in life is perfect. Life is full of making mistakes. But making mistakes is the natural way that human beings learn. When you fell as a baby, right? If you never got up again, you would have been walking. You wouldn't have been walking. What happened was when you fell, you correct those mistakes that you did, and then finally you just say, okay, when I did this, this happened. When I did this, that happened. And eventually you were walking. Same thing with life. Guys, if you lost your home, don't be afraid to get another home, but take your time this time. Right? If you lost your job, when you get another job, take your money. Don't live paycheck to paycheck. Build a strong emergency fund. That way you don't have to live in fear when you lose your job. It gives you time to look for another one. And then when you get your job, do not only have one stream of income. Guys, I can preach this until my head falls off. One stream of income is a death sentence. Create 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I told you guys about the guy that had 11 streams of income. There's no limit. Create something automatic. While I'm talking to you right now, I have about 6 things going on automatic right now while I'm talking to you. Think of the power of that. Because I'm only one individual. I can't be everywhere at one time. So I have to use people or use other services in order to make money. But those other services are actually helping me gain more wealth. I challenge us to do the same thing. So here's my advice to you guys. If there's somebody out there, I've had a couple subscribers talk to me about some negative stuff too. If there's somebody out there right now who's depressed, who's going through a little problems right now with this economy, I want you to say, take a deep breath. Don't be afraid to start over. Make your mistakes. You've already made the mistakes. Learn from them and start with a brand new slate. And this time, do things better. Because if you are afraid of these mistakes, you're afraid of life. You're going to make more. So look at it as this. Zig Ziglar said it best. Be a student from the cradle to the grave. Always learn. Always humble yourself and tell yourself that, hey, I don't know it all. But be willing to take advice, to learn from this, and become a better person. So that's all I'm going to leave you with, guys, now. I'm out here camping. I'm not a real big fan of camping, but hey, if people are here, I'm here. So let me hear your questions and comments on this, guys. And until next time, signing off.